Impala versus Fury. Chevelle versus Belvedere and Coronet. A long, penetrating look at the 65s. First, the 1965 Chevrolet. The beautiful shape for 65. Totally new, totally different. Smooth, swept-back roofline. Gracefully uplifted rear fenders. The look to remember. On the other hand, while the Plymouth Fury is a new car this year, it still retains much of the old-time Plymouth styling. Same full-length aluminum body side molding. Same lavish use of garnish. And the Fury has that boxy look that has plagued Plymouth for years. Let's look again at Impala. Up front, Impala styling with its bumper, its horizontally lined aluminum grille, its dual horizontal headlights, gives the car a low, road-hugging look that matches its performance on the road. In contrast, Fury's front end, with its bulky, one-piece sloping bumper and vertically mounted headlights, gives the illusion of narrowness with a lack of the grace that personifies the 65 Impala. Notice the sloping bumper, which invites override, can lead to costly repairs in the event of minor collisions. Also note how vulnerable to damage the Fury's grille is. The nearness of the meshwork aluminum grille to the edge of the bumper invites additional damage. As for Impala, the bumper resists override, protects the grille, and the grille-mounted parking and turn indicator lights against damage. Notice how the Impala bumper extends away from the grille for better protection. At the rear, Impala styling is all new. The swept-line roof flows smoothly into the broad, solid-looking rear deck. Deck lid-mounted triple taillight clusters are higher up, easier to see than Fury's. And Impala's rear window has almost 240 square inches more rear vision area than Fury's. Lifting the deck lid, we find that Impala has more usable luggage space, 1 cubic foot more than Fury, and there's more stand-up luggage space in Impala. Impala turning diameter is almost 2 feet less than Fury, figured wall to wall or curb to curb. That's a mighty big difference when parking or turning in a crowded parking lot. Another plus is Impala's jet smooth ride. Up front, Impala's coil spring suspension gives better stability, better all-round roadability than Fury's torsion bar suspension. At the rear, Impala's full coil suspension is wider spread, which combines with a wider tread for superior stability, smoother ride. Fury still uses an outmoded leaf spring suspension. Impala's new suspension drastically reduces rocking action on rough surfaces, such as railroad tracks, keeps the car steady, parallel to the road. It gives more precise steering under all conditions, especially on curves. But remember, ride is only one of the many areas where Impala tops Fury. For example, Impala has more shoulder room than Fury, almost 2.5 inches wider in front, 1 inch wider in the rear. In this vital comfort zone in both sport coupes and sedans, Impala also has more headroom and hip room in front, more legroom in back. Seat height is another comfort area dimension where Impala tops Fury. Impala's front seat is almost 2 full inches higher, the rear seat almost 3 inches higher than Fury's. Now, let's compare instrument panels. On the Fury, notice that, with the exception of the speedometer, Fury's instruments are small, difficult to read. On the other hand, Impala's instrument panel is well designed, with the vital instruments conveniently grouped in a hooded pod to the left. The speedometer indicator moves horizontally, is uncluttered, and has easy-to-read numerals. Impala has simulated wood paneling, not Fury. Note, too, Impala's other quality features. Bright metal front seat end panels, deep twist carpeting that matches interior decor, paddle-type door releases, extra long armrests. Other Impala quality features not found in the Fury include Impala's flush and dry rocker panels. Water enters the cowl inlet where it flushes dirt and dust out of the rocker panels. Incoming air, following the same channels, dries panel interiors. Only Impala's finish is magic mirror acrylic lacquer. Impala lacquer finish is more durable, less expensive to spot repair because panels need not be refinished, as is the case with Fury's so-called acrylic enamel finish. Now, what about model availability? Chevrolet and Fury match model for model, as you can see here. But how about price? Let's compare manufacturer-suggested list prices on the Fury 3 two-door at $3,081.50 and the Impala Sport Coupe at $3,060.90. That's figuring both cars with V8, automatic transmission, push-button radio, and variable speed windshield wiper and washers. The Impala is $20.60 less than the Fury. A small difference, maybe. But let's look back a few years to see what can happen when it's time to trade again. A 1962 Impala, which listed for $24 less when new, is worth $280 more today at wholesale than the comparable Fury. That same advantage holds on the cars you're selling today. Now let's compare power team availability. Chevrolet offers 6 engines and 16 power teams. Engines ranging from standard 230 cubic inch 6 and 283 cubic inch V8 to the powerful optional 409 cubic inch, 400 horsepower TurboFire V8. These team up with 4 transmissions. Although Fury also offers 6 engines, it offers only 14 power teams, 2 less than Chevrolet. And there are only 3 transmissions in the Fury stable. Overdrive is not available. Now let's look at station wagons. A quick glance at the station wagon chart would seem to indicate that model choice is evenly divided, with Chevrolet and Fury each offering 3 two-seat and 2 three-seat models. But there is a big economy difference in engines offered. Where Chevrolet offers both V8s and economy 6s for all wagons, Fury offers V8s for all wagons, but a 6 for the bottom of the line, Fury 1 only. Chevrolet wagons have a turning diameter 2.5 feet less than Fury, curb to curb. Here's another advantage, tread width. Chevrolet wagons with the front tread 1.5 inches wider and the rear tread 2.5 inches wider have a clear-cut advantage. No wonder Chevy's roadability is better than Fury's. Comparing inside dimensions, we find that Chevrolet wagons have more leg room, hip room, and shoulder room up front than Fury. In the second seat area, Chevrolet has an 1.5 inch advantage in shoulder room, while other dimensions are similar. In cargo space, for all practical purposes, the rear opening height and width are the same for both wagons. However, Chevrolet is almost 5 inches wider than Fury in the important width in carrying a load, the distance between wheel housings. In terms of cargo floor length, the Chevrolet wagon has a 3.5 inch advantage over Fury from the back of the second seat to the closed gate. Another wagon advantage. Chevrolet offers an automatic level control option, a Chevrolet exclusive. Equip a Chevy wagon with this option and see how level it is under varying load conditions. You will notice that it handles more easily, too. Not Fury, nor any other wagon offers this option. Only Chevrolet has it. Now let's take a close look at Chevelle, with a wheelbase of 115 inches and overall length of 196.6 inches, and see how it stacks up against the Plymouth Belvedere. Wheelbase 116 inches, length 204.2 inches, and the Dodge Coronet. Wheelbase 117 inches, length 204 inches. You will notice that the Belvedere is actually last year's regular Plymouth with new front-end sheet metal. For Chevelle advantages over Belvedere and Coronet, let's try series and models for starters. Chevelle, with 4 series and 12 models, has a clear advantage. Belvedere and Coronet offer only 3 series and 10 models. For maximum riding comfort on any model, Chevelle has high, comfortable seats. Chevelle seats are close to 3 inches higher than Belvedere or Coronet seats. In the vitally important comfort zone, Chevelle has more shoulder room, front and rear, than Belvedere and Coronet. Besides more roominess, Chevelle gives more riding smoothness because Chevelle offers full coil suspension, perimeter frame, and separate body by Fisher to smooth out the ride, reduce the noise level, and permit increased passenger space. Belvedere and Coronet still use the torsion bars, leaf springs, and unit body construction without a separate frame to absorb road shocks. How about engines? All 3 cars offer 6 different engines. Chevelle offers 2 6s and in its standard V8 outpowers both other cars by 15 horsepower. Another point on engines. Chevelle's 2.6s offer 7 main bearings. The Belvedere and Coronet 6 offer only 4 main bearings. Chevelle's 7-bearing design puts a bearing support on either side of each crank pin. The competitive 4-bearing engine hangs 2 rod and piston assemblies between supports. The result? Bearing load can be a problem, with intermediate bearings tending to show increased wear. Also, Chevelle 6s have a shorter piston stroke for longer wear, lower cost operation. In power teams, Chevelle offers 4 transmissions and a total of 18 power teams to choose from. Belvedere and Coronet have only 3 transmissions, 14 power teams, 4 less than Chevelle. Now how about warranty? The Chevrolet warranty is for 2 years or 24,000 miles on the entire car. The fact that it's on the entire car is important because Chrysler makes much of its 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty, but this applies only to powertrain and engine. The warranty on the rest of the car is only 1 year or 12,000 miles. Remind your customers that warranty claims are generally on other parts of the car, not the engine. Here are some other Chevelle advantages. Chevelle has a trunk sill 6 inches lower to the ground than either of the other 2 cars. And Chevelle has magic mirror acrylic lacquer, while the other 2 have so-called acrylic enamel paint. Besides these advantages, Chevelle has flush and dry rocker panels and keyless locking of the front doors, something neither the Belvedere nor the Coronet offer. Another advantage, Chevelle has parallel acting windshield wipers, which clean more of the critical glass area than do the overlapping wipers of the other 2 cars. There's one other way Chevelle is far out in front of Belvedere and Coronet, and that's in styling. Only Chevelle has the smooth, sweeping lines, the young, carefree looks that appeal to today's buyers. Chevelle exclusives, such as the curved side windows that Belvedere and Coronet do not have, give the sales leader a real advantage in the thing that counts most to buyers: youthful, modern styling. No matter how you look at it, for 1965, Impala and Chevelle lead the competition. From exterior styling to interior roominess, from engine options to rear suspensions, you've got the winners. To prove it to your prospects, demonstrate the difference. And they'll go Chevrolet.